All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, everybody that's here. Just a few announcements. If you have any props that you'd like to use, by all means, grab blocks, grab straps. If you don't have that, grab anything else that will suffice as that. I do have dogs. They have a tendency to interrupt at times. I've tried to lock them out, but no promises as far as how that's going to go. We're going to go ahead and get started, though, starting off on our back. Coming to a supine position, finding yourself flat. Maybe it's feet together, knees wide. Allow the hands just to rest down, either palms down or maybe palms turned up. And then just close your eyes. Full inhales in, full exhales out. And noticing all the sounds that are around you. If you're outside, maybe it's the sound of the birds. You're inside, maybe it's just those general sounds that you hear within the We're going to stay just like this for about 5 more deep rounds of breath. And then bringing your legs to butterfly if they're not already. You're going to keep your left leg as it is, and you're going to reach up and grab a hold of the outer blade of your right foot or peace fingers to big toe. Think about drawing that shoulder down. So it's half happy baby, half butterfly. And then you're just going to gently release that right leg, switching over, holding on to that left foot wherever suits you. Think about the right inner thigh encouraging down, left foot up towards the sky. And then releasing that leg. Taking the feet to the mat, knees to the sky. Separate the feet to hip distance apart and walk your feet a little closer so you can notice the heels. Press the palms into the mat, and you're going to lift the hips up towards the sky. Take an inhale, reach the hands up over the head. On the exhale, drop the hips down, lift the knees into the chest, eyes meet the knees, legs curl in. Same thing here, allow the feet to come to the mat, hands reach up overhead, lift the hips up, and then drop the hips down. Same thing, reach it forward, lift the legs. One more time, feet to the mat, hands reach up and over, lift your hips, that little bridge stance. And then drop your hips and reach the hands forward, lift your chest forward. Hold here, take your legs, extend them out on the diagonal for 2, and then into the chest for 2. It's all the way out, and then it's all the way in, nice and slow. Last one. And then take the legs, extend them out, isometric hold, just breathe, find that core engagement for 5. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees into the chest, allow the head to rest down, slowly rock forward and back, crossing at the ankles to come to a seated position. Take the hands and rest them long down by the sides in a V, then tuck your chin to the chest and roll it over to the right side. Right hand is going to rest on the back edge of the head. Find some extension through left fingertips. And then releasing that hand, chin to chest, draws you over the opposite side, left palm resting on back edge of the head. And then releasing that hand, chin to chest, rolls to neutral. Inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky. On the exhale, palms come to the top of the mat. You're going to send your weight back into a tabletop, stacking your shoulders in line with the wrists, knees in line with the hips. We'll move through cat-cow. Inhale as you look up, drop the belly. Exhale, it's navel to spine re-rest. Couple more times. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round away. Last time here. And then finding a neutral spine, you're going to take your right toes and lift it in towards your glutes. So toes lift off the mat. Lift your knee off the mat. You're going to open the knee up towards the shoulder and then close it. Open the knee up towards the shoulder and then close it. One more time, open it up. And then extend it back on the diagonal. Take your left foot, hook it out at an angle. It's modified side plank. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Now I was going to say just like this, or maybe you bend back into that knee, reach and grab a hold of the foot. Think about rolling right shoulder blade open and back. And then big transition, you're gonna release that right hand, you have hold of the foot. Everything extends long. Drop the right knee down, thread the right arm underneath the left. Drop down to the shoulder. Option to extend left hand forward. And then left palm comes back in line with extended. Reach the right hand up towards the sky, hold there. And then on the exhale, relax it down. Working into the opposite leg, take your left foot and hook it in towards the glute. You're gonna lift the knee up to an angle and then drop it down to tap. So it's up to 90 and then we release. One more time, you uphold it. Exiting it long back behind you, kick your right foot at an angle. Modified side plank, left hand high. Same as before, maybe you reach and grab a hold of the foot, but left shoulder's not forward, left shoulder's opening back. And then releasing left foot if you have it. Drop the left knee. Placing the left foot or left arm underneath the right hand, extending to the front of the room if that suits you. And then right hand comes back in line with the shoulder. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. And then place it down to the mat. Tuck the toes, we lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pedaling from side to side here, just allow some movement. And then finding some stillness, press your heels down and back, press your chest back. Taking your right leg extended up towards the sky, bend the knee, stack and open at the hip. 2 more breaths. And then you're gonna step the right foot in between the hands, left leg meets it, forward fold, top of the mat. Deep bend the knees, come all the way up to stand, Tadasana. Hands by the side, close your eyes. Relax your shoulder blades down. And then eyes open, reach the hands up towards the sky. It's the right hand down, left hand reaching up and over. Left hand over to the side. And then come back through center, over to the opposite. And then back through center. On the exhale, we fold forward. Halfway lift, hands to the mat, send it back into a plank. Drop down to the knees. It's toes in towards the glutes. So knees, lower your chest, keep your tailbone up towards the sky. Hold there. Now press firmly through the palms and lift all the way back up, flatten the back. Same thing here, shift it slightly forward, drop the chest down, send the tailbone up, and then we lift it all the way back up straight. One more time. And then press it all the way back up. Tuck your toes, it's rabbit, so hips are back towards your heels. And then lift it high, downward facing dog. Taking your left leg, reach it up towards the sky, bend the knee, stack, we hold for 3 breaths. And then it's knee to nose. Step that left foot in between the hands. Right foot meets it, you fold. Listen, halfway lift, find your hands behind your back. Now drop your chest down towards your thighs. And last one. And then deep bend the knees, release the bind, extend the hands up towards the sky. On the exhale, left palm down, right palm reaches up and over. We've been here, find that extension. Same thing at center, reach it over towards the opposite. Back through center, reach the hands up. On the exhale, we fold forward. Halfway lift, palm the mat, we send it back into a plank. Same as before, you lower your knees down to the mat, curl your toes in towards your glute. Now just lower your chest only, keep your tush up towards the sky. And then press all the way up straight. 2 more times, lower down, little back bend, and then press all the way back up. One more time. And then press all the way back up. Tuck your toes, send your hips back, rabbit to downward facing dog. Turning the gaze to the top of the mat, hop or step depending upon your mood. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, extend the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. 3 breaths. And last one. And fold, hands to the mat. Halfway lift and lengthen. Palm it down, send it back. Chaturanga, your first real vinyasa. Upward facing dog, find the lift of the heart. Downward facing dog. We do this one more time. Hop, step, flip, top of the mat, forward fold. Deep bend the knees, come all the way up to stand, chair pose, Utkatasana. And then fold and release it. Halfway up, hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog, we lift it back. Taking the right leg, reach it up towards the sky, bend the knee, stack open. It's knee right elbow, you touch and hold it. Extend the leg up towards the sky straight. Step the foot in between the hands. Keep your back toes tucked under. Drop the knee and then reach your hands up towards the sky. Holding on to the left wrist, find some extension, hinge over to the right. And then come back to your center, release the spine, listen, lift the back knee up, drop your back heel, and then open up for triangle. Right hand towards the mat or the shin, left hand reaches up towards the sky. So check in, is the left hip rolling forward or back? See if you can draw it open, reach that right hand or left hand up. Peaceful warrior, bend into your front leg, extend it all the way back, reach it back. And then left hand comes to the inside of the foot, reach your right hand up towards the sky, front knee nice and bent, right hand up. Right hand outside of the foot, drop your back knee down, untuck the toes, it's half split. Toes up towards the sky, chest to your right thigh. And then bending into the right leg, tuck your back toes, lift the knee, it's right knee to nose, to send it back on the mat to a hover. Shift it forward, one-legged vinyasa. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Always remember you can skip these vinyasas, you can modify them by dropping to the knees. You do what works for you today. Take your left leg, reach it up towards the sky, bend the knee, stack and open. On the exhale, it's knee to elbow, we hold it. Extend it up towards the sky, step the foot in between the hands. It's low crescent, back knees down, toes stay tucked under, reach the hands high. Holding onto the right wrist, extend, hinge to your left side. And then back through center inhale, lifting that back knee up, you're gonna open. So heel to heel alignment, arms come out and squeeze. Then reach it forward and down. It's triangle, left hand down, right hand up, nice and high. And they're gonna bend into the front leg, find peaceful warrior. It's big extension back, open back. And then right hand inside of the foot, lift your back heel. Left hand is the one that reaches up towards the sky. Rotation of left shoulder blade open. Left hand comes to the outside of the foot. Lower your back knee down, untuck the toes. Flex the left toes to the sky and fold, chest roller. And then bend into the left leg, tuck your back toes. Lift the knee, it's left knee to nose. To send it long and hovering back of the mat. Shift it forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. To downward facing dog. Taking the right leg, reach it up towards the sky, bend the knee, stack and open. You have the option to flip into wild thing here if you would like. Left leg stays straight, right leg is bent. Lift your hip. And then right hand comes to the mat. It's right knee, right elbow, touch and hold wherever you are. And then extend the leg up towards the sky. Set the foot in between the hands. It's high crescent. We elevate it, rise it up, reach the hands up. And then holding onto the wrist, extend it over to the right. We bend here, you're gonna feel that hip flexor on the left side. Come back through center, open up, straighten the leg, reach it forward, triangle. Look at your right toes, make sure they're facing forward. Left hand high. Take your left hand, bring it behind your back, bring it to the crease of that front hip. Then start to bend your front knee, keep the left hand where it is, reach your right hand back. It's peaceful with the butt. And then left hand comes to the inside of the foot, lift your back heel, we twist it, right hand up. Right hand outside of the foot, send the back leg forward, it's pyramid. So many of the same postures, we just add on, we elevate it. And then grounding through that front leg, left leg meets it, we fold, chair, Utkatasana, reach it up. Hands come up here, twist it over to the right, left elbow hooks. Can you sink the hips nice and low, roll the right shoulder blade open. And then come back to center, reach it up. On the exhale, listen, hands come back. Take your left leg, extend it back. It's airplane. Left foot lowers to the back of the mat. Chest stays hovered on the diagonal over that right thigh. Palms to the mat, it's right knee to nose. It's side plank. Drop your back heel, right hand reaches up towards the sky. Right palm to the mat, option to keep the right foot lifted. Shift it forward, vinyasa. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Taking the left leg, reach it up towards the sky, bend the knee, stack and open. Same as before, you could stay just like this. For those of you that are flipping, bottom leg stays nice and straight, and hips lift. Everyone, wherever you are, left palm to the mat, left knee, left elbow, tap it, hold it. Reach the leg up towards the sky. Set the foot in between the hands, high crescent. And then holding onto the right wrist, hinge over to your left. Keep the back hip tucked under. Come back through center, drop the back heel down, open up the arms, open the hips. Reach forward and down, front leg is straight, right hand is up. Now taking the right hand, you're gonna bring it behind your back. Find the crease of that front hip. And then bend into your front leg and reach it all the way back. It's peaceful with a bind. Try to think about pressing that front thigh down. And then come back through center, release the bind. Right hand inside of the foot, reach your left hand high, back heel lifts. Left hand outside of the foot, send the back leg forward, chest to that front thigh. And then right leg meets the left. You're back at chair, Utkatasana. And then hands kind of prayer, we're twisting over to the left. Right elbow hooks to the outside of the thigh, draw left shoulder blade open. Come back through center, extend the hands up high. Same as before, kick the arms back, kick your right standing leg all the way back, so left leg stays grounded. And then drop the right toes, bend the front knee, keep the chest on the diagonal. Palms to the mat, it's left knee to nose to side plank. Modification is right knee down, left hand reaches up towards the sky, or like Chris is doing here, hips stay lifted, knees stay lifted. Drop the left palm to the mat, option to keep that leg lifted. Maybe it's not, shift it forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. And last one. Taking the right leg, reach up towards the sky. Option this time, maybe you flip, you could bend both knees, right? Walking them in, you're gonna get a little bit more lift, right hand reaches up and over. Drop the right palm to the mat. If it's lifted, everyone's in that plank, right knee, right elbow, touch it, hold it. Reach the leg up towards the sky. Set the foot in between the hand, drop your back heel down. We open up into a triangle stance. Now reach it forward and down. Right hand down, left hand up. Left hand comes behind the back, you got your bind. Bend your front knee, sweep it all the way back. Peaceful warrior, front knee bends, reach it over. Take the right hand and release it, left hand releases. Left hand inside of the foot, right hand reaches up high. Right hand outside of the foot to the back leg forward, pyramid chest to thigh. And then ground the right leg, left leg meets it, you're back at chair, Utkatasana, reach it up. Hands kind of prayer at heart center, we twist to the right. Maybe you find some expansion here, right? Or keep the hands at prayer. Come back there, center, extend the hands up towards the sky. It's airplane, ground the right leg, extend the left leg all the way back behind you. Runner's lunge on that diagonal. Left foot releases to the mat, keep the chest covering. Palm to the mat is knee to nose. It's side plank. Left hand down, right hand reaches up towards the sky. Take your right hand, reach it up and over your ear, and draw the elbow and the knee to tap and hold. Take the foot and step it to the edge of the mat. It's Malasana. Left leg meets the shape. Hips low, hands at prayer. Try to think about the chest lifting here. You can always use a block or a prop that you have. Sit on that. It's going to give you a little bit more balance. It's going to make you sit up a little higher. Last few. If you have any props that you're utilizing, release those. Take your palms to the mat. Turn your right toe slightly forward. Send your left foot to the back of the mat. So you're at this lizard stance. We turn wide-legged forward fold. Facing over towards your left side. Drop your head towards the mat. Take your right hand and reach it down. Left hand and reach up towards the sky. Bring a little bit of weight forward here. And then push it over to the opposite. Left hand down, right palm is up. And then release it. Turn to face the front of the room. You're back at pyramid. And then left leg meets the right. Fold. Deep belly knees, come all the way up to stand. Tadasana. Close your eyes. 2 full breaths. And then reach the hands up towards the sky. And now exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Palm the mat, send it back. You have a plank. Hold here. Shift it forward, chaturanga. Hold it. Roll it through. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Taking your left leg, reach it up towards the sky. Bend the knee. You have that option to flip. It's full wheel. Both knees are bent. Left hand reach it up and over. If you flip, transition through center. These are all optional, guys. Left knee, left elbow, hold it. Extend the leg up towards the sky. Set the foot in between the hands and find your stance for triangle. So legs are straight, just rise up, arms at T. Reach it forward and down, left hand down, right hand you're up. Right hand, bring it behind your back, rest it to the inner thigh. Bend your front knee and reach it back so it's peaceful with your butt. And then take your left hand and right hand, just straddle the front leg, right palm stays down, left hand is up. Left hand outside of the foot, send the back leg forward, chest to thigh. And then right leg meets the left. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands come to prayer, twist it over towards that left side this time. And then come back through center, extend the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Taking that left leg grounded, send our right leg back. There it is. Reach the hands back. Lower the right toes to the back of the mat. And there it is. Palms to the mat. Left knee to nose. It's side plank. Right hand down. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Take your left hand, reach it up and over your ear. And then elbow and knee meet in at center. Tap and hold. And then step the foot to the outside edge of the mat. Right leg mirrors the shape, Balasana. Those of you that want to fly, if you want to move into crow or crane, by all means go there. If you just need a little bit more peace in your practice, and just need to kind of settle, stay here in this moment. Last two. And then grounding for your left leg only, take your palms to the mat, send the right leg to the back of the mat. Turn your left toes forward, lizard. Now turn, wide-legged forward fold, over towards your right. Crown of the head to the middle of the mat. Take your left hand and reach it for the outer right ankle and reach your right hand up towards the sky. And then switch it over to the opposite. Press your hips back. And then release. Those of you that want to practice an inversion, by all means, you have the option to work towards that here. Head down to the mat, legs up towards the sky. Otherwise, you stay and you hold it. Christian can decide no at me. And that might be you today too. So listen to whatever you want in your practice here. I'll give you about 4 more deep breaths. If you want just a little more into the hamstrings, reach to the back of the mat, send the tailbone up towards the sky. And then placing the hands down underneath the shoulders. If the legs are elevated, release them down. Turn to face the front of the room. You're back at that pyramid shape. And then right leg meets the left, you fold. Deep bend knees, come all the way up to stand. Reach the hands up towards the sky. And then exhale, fold hands to the mat. Halfway lift, palm the mat, send it back into a plank. You have a lower chaturanga, hold it. Roll it through, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Toes come to touch, knees are wide, it's child's pose. If you want a little bit more into the hips, knees come a little wider. Now, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this class, this is the wine class. We have glasses of wine. If you have that as well, or maybe it's some other beverage of choice, by all means, go for that. We're going to take about 3 more here. And last one. And then when you're ready, we go. Palms to the mat. You're going to lift the hips high, downward facing dog. If you need a few more breaths, by all means, stay there. If you need a few more seconds to finish a little bit more wine or whatever it is you're sipping on, take that as well. I'll give about 2 more. And then taking the right leg, extend it up towards the sky. It's knee, right elbow. Fly or hold it. If you're holding it, foot's not sagging, it's lifting. Take the leg, extend it up towards the sky. Step the right foot in between the hands. It's peaceful warrior. Left hand to the back thigh, right hand reaches up and over. Left hand inside of the foot, back heel lifts, right hand sweeps up. And then right hand outside of the foot, send the back leg forward, chest to thigh pyramid. Ground the right leg, swing the left leg to meet it. It's chair, Utkatasana. Hands kind of prayer, twisting over towards your right. Now, if you want a little bit more here, it's side crow. Palms to the mat. You're going to start to send your tush in towards your arms and lift the legs up on the diagonal. If you have that, you hold it. And then everyone meets back in that twisted chair stance. Hips nice and low. Take the hands and reach them up towards the sky. Ground your right leg to the left leg back, airplane. Take a nice spin in your right leg and then lift it up. Right leg only, it bends and then it lifts. One more time. And then you're going to send left leg all the way to the back of the mat. hold here. Palms to the mat, right knee to nose, it's side plank. Cross it, reach that right hand up towards the sky. Right hand is over the ear. Take the elbow, knee, come into center, and then extend. It's only one more. Come in at center, hold it. Step the right foot to the edge of the mat. It's that lizard shape. Breathe. Try to stay off the back knee here. Get a little bit more into the hips. Now you're going to walk your hands slightly over towards the left. Drop your back heel down the mat, flex the toes up towards the sky. Hands can come to prayer, or hands can stay grounded on the mat. Last few. And then turn to face the front of the room, back at that runner's lunge shape. Send the back leg forward, it's pyramid chest to thigh. And then left leg meets the right, we fold, deep bend the knees, come all the way up to stand. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, we fold. Halfway lift, on the mat, send it back into a plank. It's two with a hold. It's chaturanga down, hold it, and then press it all the way out. One more time, hold it, roll it through, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Taking the left leg, reach it up towards the sky. It's knee, left elbow, flyer, hold. Extend the leg up towards the sky. Step the foot in between the hand, it's peaceful. Back heel down, windmill all the way to the back of the roof. Right hand inside of the foot, back heel lifts, we twist left hand high. Left hand outside of the foot, pyramid, all these familiar shapes. Drop your chest down. And then right foot meets the left, it's chair with your twist. Reach the hands up towards the sky, and then hands kind of for a twist to the left. If you want side crow on this side, you're gonna drop your palms to the mat, try to get the hips lifting, and then just hook it. Maybe you're just playing with balancing that weight for starters, right? And then lifting the toes up if accessible. Just breathe and stay if you're holding that. Take two more. If you're in side crow, come back through center. Everyone meets that twisted chair. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Airplane, left leg down, right leg back. Deepen in that left leg 3 times. Down and up. You squat it down and you lift it up. One more time. And then send the right leg to the back of the mat, bend the front knee, reach your hands back. Palms to the mat, knee to nose, it's side plank. Right hand down, left hand high. Left hand reaches up and over the ear, and 2 times. Knee to elbow, you tap, and then you extend. One more time, tap and hold it. Now step the foot to the outside edge of the mat. It's lizard. Just breathe. Try to keep the back leg lifted. Maybe you shift the weight slightly forward and back. And it's a big transition like before. It's good at 2 Skandasana. Back heel lifts, flex the toes up towards the sky. Make sure that front knee is in line with the ankle. Palms can stay grounded or lifted. One more. Turn for runner's lunge to the front of the room. So heel, toe, ground it. Now send the back leg forward, pyramid. Back foot meets the front, we fold. Deep bend the knees, reach the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Palm the mat, we send it back into a plank. You have 2. Shift it forward, chaturanga, hold, and then lift. One more time, chaturanga, hold, roll it through, upward facing dog. And then high and back, downward facing dog. Top step, top of the mat. I prefer to step today, so you decide what that is for you. And then come into Tadasana. Notice what the heart rate feels like. Notice what you're focused on. Can you get it back to the breath? And then we're going to work through a little bit of balance here. Fluttering the eyes open, ground through your right leg. You're going to take your left foot and you're going to hook it to the inner thigh. Tree stance. Hands can come to prayer, heart center. Think about the knee pressing open. We have a big transition here. So if you have a block and you need that, by all means, it's going to come to the top right-hand corner of the mat. I should probably already told you that. You're going to take your knee and start to pivot left knee down as the toes start to lift off your thigh, extending it back. It's half moon. Right palm travels to the mat. Lift your left hip up. Reach your left hand up towards the sky. You got about 2 more just like this. Focus on the balance aspects. And then drop your left palm to the mat. Square it off. Grounded warrior 3 to Kundalini. Stack the knees. Rather than left foot sinking down, curl it into the glute. Hands can come to prayer. Now take your left toes and left leg. Extend it on the diagonal to your right to tap. And then it's stork knee to nose. Hands come to prayer. Send it on the diagonal to tap. And then it's stork knee to nose. You should be feeling that right leg. One more time. Hands to prayer diagonal to tap, and stork knee to nose, reach it up, hold it. And then kick it back. Airplane. Breathe. Find your balance. Find that drifty, that focal point. Palms travel to the mat, left toes ground. There's your release. Draw the right knee to nose, and then send the right leg to the mat. Shift it forward, chaturanga down and up. It's 3. It's chaturanga down and up. One more time, down, lower, all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, reach your legs back long, reach your hands back long. Lift your chest and lift your thighs off the mat. Gaze is down rather than forward. Last 2. And then release. Hands underneath the face. You can sway your hips from side to side or windshield wiper through your legs. Just release your lower back here. And then come back to center. Extend your legs out long. Take your hands and reach them back behind you. Get your palms to touch. Interlace your fingers. Now lift your legs and lift your chest off the mat. And then just swim the feet. You swim, 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 swim. 5. That's 4. That's 3. That's 2. That's 1. Release it. Hands underneath the face. So your legs from side to side. Just rinse that out. And then hands come underneath the chest or right beside you. Tuck your toes and send it back into a rabbit. So hips are back towards your heels. It's a little release through your lower back. And then grounding through the palms, grounding through the toes, lift your knees up to a hover, turbo dog. And then shift it forward into a plank. Shift it back, turbo dog. Shift it forward into a plank. One more time, shift it back. And then shift it forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Walking or hopping all the way to the top of the mat, forward fold. So we start it again. Deep down knees, come all the way up to stand. Gather yourself first. Ground through the feet, really clench through the toes, Padavana. Left foot stays, right foot comes to the crease. So your foot could be down here, right? That's perfectly fine. You're practicing that exact same thing. The knee is just pressing out. That's what your focal point is. Hands in prayer or hands are up. Last 2. And you're going to take your knee and start to rotate it down as foot rotates up. So extend it, left palm travels down to the mat, right leg reaches long, reach your right hand up towards the sky. Rotate through that shoulder blade, reach that right hand up high. We hold for 3. We hold for 2. And we hold for 1. Right palm travels to the mat, Kundalini, we stack it. Take your right toes, hands to prayer, tap them over to your left long, and then it's stork knee to nose. Tap it over to your left long, and then stork knee to nose. One more time. Stork knee to nose, hold it, and then kick it back, airplane. Drop the palms down to the mat. Drop your right toes down to the mat. It's left knee to nose. To send it back, you're in a plank. It's 3. If you have to drop to the knees, you do that. Shift it forward, chaturanga, and up. It's chaturanga, and up. Last time, nice and slow, all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, cactus the arms. Lift your chest and lift your legs. So arms are going to naturally want to move quite far back. I invite you to bring them in line, elbows in line with your shoulders. Last one. And then release it. Sway the legs from side to side. When we sit a lot, we have a tendency to really get into the hip flexors and create a lot of contraction without a lot of release. So here's your opportunity, create that strength in the lower back and really activate that once more. Last one, take your legs, extend them out long. Take your arms and reach them forward. Notice the difference as the weight starts to transition to the front of the room. Lift your legs up, gaze is down. And then flutter kick the feet. You swim, swim, swim. That's 5. That's 4. That's 3. That's 2. And that's 1. Release it down. Sway it out. Let it go. Take your legs, extend them out long. Tuck your toes. Hands by the chest, elbows up to the sky. It's rabbit. Really utilize this moment. Go slow so you can get into the lower back. Last one. Lift the knees up to a hover. It's turbo dog. And then we shift it into a plank. Shift it back, turbo dog. Shift it forward into a plank. Last one. Shift it forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Take your feet and you're going to walk them slightly into the edges of the mat until your heels touch. Walk your hands back towards your feet and then holding onto the creases of the elbows. So you're slightly hip distance apart, a little bit wider. Bring a box shape to the arms. Hold on and just sway from side to side without locking your knees out. Maybe a little bend in one knee, a little bend in the other. And last one. Take your palms to the mat. You're going to walk them over towards the right side of the mat, and your heels are going to pivot with you. You turn to face the back of the room so that your right knee is stacked on top of your left. If this doesn't work, it's figure 4. Left leg out long. Right leg stacking on the left. Wherever you are, sit up nice and straight. On the exhale, we fold, lower your chest down. We're going to hold for 3 full inhales and full exhales. And then come all the way back up through center. Take your palms back behind you. Take your feet to the mat, knees to the sky, and sway it to the left and sway it to the right. It's side to side. And then come back through center. Make sure the hips are at the middle of the mat. You're going to take the feet, keep them grounded. Reach your hands long, and then slowly lower all the way down to the back. Take your hands and place them behind your head. Elbows move open. Take your right leg extended up towards the sky. Take your left leg to a hover. You just lift the chest and lift the chest. You lift and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pulse and hold. Reach your hands out in front of you. Now leg switch, hold. Switch, freeze, and switch, hold. That's 3. Last one, take both legs, extend them up. Now bring the legs to a 3/4 bend, legs reach forward. You're gonna lift all the way up. Knees into the chest, knees into the chest, knees into the chest, knees into the chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Contract it, and then stack your left shin over the right. Hands to your knees, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the chin and roll it back. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen it up. Exhale, roll it back. Last time. Some of you are saying, this is a lot of core for a Friday, right? We've been eating a lot of those snacks. I know we have. We've been baking. We've been cooking like absolutely everything. So if that's you too, really enjoy these moments. Take the palms to the top of the mat. Take your legs, extend them back. You're out of plank. And then we shift it for Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. You got one more full set. I know. Take your feet to the edges of the mat. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Take your arms to the creases of the elbows and you sway. This is your little release. One more. And you're going to drop your hands under the mat. Walk your hands to the left. So it's the exact same side edge of the mat you were at before. Pivot your heels and turn to face what was traditionally the front of your mat. Left knee is stacked on top of the right. Once again, it could be that figure 4. Chris has issues with his ankles, right? So if that's something that's for you as well, you take whatever variation works. Sit up nice and straight, and then we fold, chest lilies. One more. And then come all the way back up. Take your hands back behind you. Bring your feet to the mat. Knees to the sky. You're going to rotate knees from side to side. One more time. And then make sure your hips are at the middle of the mat. Feet to the mat. Use your core. Hands out in front of you. Slowly roll all the way back. Take your hands and bring it behind your head. Take your left leg, extend it up towards the sky. Take your right leg and reach it out long. You lift the chest up and up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold and hold it. Now reach your hands out in front of you. Right leg switches with the left, and then you switch. That's 2. 4 is moving. 7, 8, 9. Last one. Take the leg six to the mountain diagonal. Bring the legs to a little bend. You throw all the way up. Bring your hands to prayer. Now left elbow twist to the right, and then twist to the opposite. You twist and twist. So not using the lower back. You're using the core to create this. 5. That's 4. 3, 2, and 1. Taking the opposite shin and stacking on top if you can remember. Hands to the shins and knees. Sit up nice and straight and just roll it back for a moment around the spine. I'll take 2 more. Inhale as you lengthen it up. Exhale, round into the lower back. Last one. Inhale, lengthen the chest up. And then exhale, round it away. Find that neutral spine. Palms come to the top of the mat. It's your last vinyasa. Take your right and left leg, extend it back. And then shift it forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hips out. Taking the right leg and reach it up towards the sky. You're going to step the right foot to the outside edge of the hands. It's lizard. Grounding the back knee down, untuck your toes. You could stay on the palms here. If you have books or a block, you could place the elbows on those, or maybe drop your elbows to the mat, depending upon the available space in your body today. It's not. And last full inhale. And last exhale. Either staying on the elbows or propping up onto the palms. You're going to take your right shoulder and roll it back and work to reach the right hand back and grab hold of the foot, drawing it in towards the glute. You could still be on that left elbow. You're just thinking about the shoulder rolling open on that right side. If you'd like to turn the right toes out slightly, just make sure the knee is in line with the toes on that right foot. And then slowly with control, release the back foot if you have it. Both palms inside the legs. Turn your right toes forward. Now bring the weight into the back knee as you flex the right toes up towards the sky. Just drop your chest to the inside of your thigh. Lengthen it forward, and then exhale, release. And then come up halfway. Left hand is underneath your shoulder. Take your right hand and reach it up towards the sky. You're going to find that IT band on the right side. Drop the hip down and reach the right hand up. And then release the right hand to the outside of the right leg. Listen, drop your glutes and draw your left foot in towards your glute. So you're in this straddle shape. It should look like this. Take your right elbow to the inside of the thigh. Roll your left shoulder blade open and reach it back. If this is a lot of a back knee, you can bring the foot to the inside. It should help to open up the chest a little further here, though. And then drop the left elbow first. Square off towards that extended leg as much as you can. And then fold it forward, chest lowers. And then slowly come back up. Take your hips to the right and thread the left leg to meet the right. And just shake it out. Let it go. Release it. Take the feet and bring them into touch. Draw the feet in nice and close this time. Sit up nice and straight. And then lower to your degree, right? It's different. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Just play with it. Close your eyes. And then come back up through center. Roll into a seated stance, crisscross applesauce. Hands come forward, and we just meet back at downward facing dog. Pedal it out, rinse out whatever you need before we transition over to the left. And then when you're ready, left leg lifts up. You're going to place the left foot to the edge of the mat. Drop your back knee down on tuck the toes. Either staying up on the palms, could be on the blocks, could be on the elbows here. Make sure the spine is not rounding back and the hips aren't pulling back. Everything's lengthening forward. Last two. And then propping up onto the right hand or just rotating the elbow and fingers in towards that left foot. Reach and grab a hold of the back foot. Roll your left shoulder blade back. And then releasing the hold of the back leg nice and slow. Both hands come to the inside of your left foot. Prop up onto the palms. And then shift the hips back. Just flex your left toes up towards the sky. Chest lower. And then take your hands and walk them in so that the right palm and the shoulder are in line. Plug your left hip down and back. Reach your left hand upward. And then release the left hand down, straddle that front leg. Drop your left glute as you swing your right leg open. You should have a 90 degrees. Turn your right toes in towards your glute. Left elbow inside of the thigh, palm is up. Right shoulder, roll it back. Option to reach for the foot, or just maybe allow the head to rest in the hands here. And then take the elbow and drop it down first. Protect the lower back. Working to straddle the left thigh. So right shoulder rotates forward. And then we extend down. Chest lowers to your degree. And then start to walk the hands back. Protecting that right hip. We've had a lot of rotation there. Slowly release the right leg out to meet the left. Hips to the middle of the mat. Just shake the legs out. And then bring your feet together. Knees are wide. You want to have them about forearms distance away from you. Sit up nice and straight. And on the exhale, fold. You'll get into the hips, but you'll also get into the lower back with this extension. And then slowly come back up. Bring the feet to the mat, knees to the sky. Keep them about the distance they were. Hands come behind you, fingers face towards our last seated posture. Lift your hips up and drop them towards your heels. Rock back into the shoulders. You can sway a little to the right. You can sway a little to the left, or just keep at neutral. Lift your chest forward. And then plant firmly through the fingers as if you're gripping the mat. Start to engage the fingertips. Lift the hips only halfway back. Take your legs, extend them long to the top of the mat. Drop your right elbow down and drop your left elbow down. Puff your chest up and tuck your hips back. And then drop the head down towards the mat. And then allow the head to come back up, chin in towards the chest. Take your arms and release them down as chest and head lowers. Reach your hands up overhead. And then on the exhale, allow both knees to come into the chest. We're going to release our lower back. Curl them in nice and close. Just a little sway from side to side for a moment. And then drop the knees over towards your left side. Arms out in T or arms in cactus. Gaze to your right. And then come back to center with the knees. And you're going to drop them over to the opposite side. Knees drop to the right, look to your left. Try not to hit your neighbor. That's what I'm doing right now. And then come back to center. We start as we did in the beginning. Bring the bottom of the feet together. Knees are wide. We'll start with the opposite this time. So right foot stays grounded, right thigh. Take and hold the outer edge of your left foot or peace finger to big toe. What I want you to check in is that left leg lowering a little easier? Is right leg maybe externally rotating a little easier? And then releasing that, we work over to the opposite side. Another assessment over to your right. This is the mindfulness aspect of the practice. Just checking in with that space you created in the body. And then release, taking both knees into the chest. Option for full happy baby or extend the legs up. Placing the hands underneath you if you would like a little bit more support. Those of you that have shoulder stand in your practice, by all means, go there. Finding this restorative inversion, we'll hold for 5 full breaths. And if hands are underneath you, slowly release them out. Everyone slowly releases the legs down to the mat. Extending the legs out long, reaching the hands up overhead, our final posture. Interlace to the fingers, creating that O shape of the arms. Walk the feet over to the right, stack your left ankle on top of the right, and walk your shoulders over to the same side as your ankles. You're going to get into left side obliques, maybe a little bit even into that rotation on the front part of your left hip. And just close your eyes. Inhale fully, exhale slow. Could be something you haven't thought about for a while, have focus on the breath. But now is the perfect time for that. And then come back through center with the ankles, walk them over towards the opposite. So ankles over to the left, right stacks on top. Walk your shoulders over to that left side as well. Keep the hands bound over the head. And then come back through center. Releasing the bind of the legs, take them down. Place the hands down by the sides. We'll take 3 final breaths to end our practice. Take a full inhale in. On the exhale, release your stress. One more time, take a full inhale in. Exhale, release your anger. One more time, full inhale in. Exhale, release fear. Finding yourself fully grounded, fully supported in this moment, Shavasana. And very gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, just allowing some movement back into the body. And lengthening the breath. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your side, holding there for just a few more breaths. And then rolling up to a seated position. Eyes closed, hands in prayer at heart center. We're in our practice here with 3 breaths. Take an inhale, breathe in love, and exhale. Take an inhale, breathe in joy, and exhale. Last go one. Take an inhale, breathe in peace, and exhale. Bring the hands to third eye center. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste, yogis. Thanks for practicing with us today.